Trump Republican nomination speech seemed to be very dark, very arrogant, negative, and not professional. Let's start off with a few sentences. Who would have believed that when we started this journey on June 16 of last year, we, and I say we because we are a team, would have received almost 14 million votes, the most in history of the Republican Party, and that the Republican Party would get 60% more votes than it received 4 years ago. The Democrats, on the other hand, received almost 20% fewer votes than they got 4 years ago. He seemed to be a show-off here. It's good he's trying to persuade his audience to vote for him, but the way he does it just does not seem professional. There's no need to bring up his opponents the way he does. When he talks about how Republicans got more votes than Democrats, and he states the amount of votes Republicans got compared to Democrats, simply shows how desperate he is for those votes. There is no need to show how desperate he is for the votes. We understand he wants them, but this kind of threw off his speech. Not only is Trump doing all this in his speech, but he's adding more fear to the audience, putting a certain race to be feared and hated by the audience. He says, in the president's hometown of Chicago, more than 2,000 have been the victims of shootings this year alone, and more than 3,600, almost 4,000, have been killed in Chicago area since he took office. So what are you saying, Trump? Are you saying our current president is at fault for the death of these people? Let's continue. The number of police officers killed in the line of duty have risen by almost 50% compared to this point last year. Nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records, ordered deported from our country, are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. Okay, once again, no need to put a specific race, out there. Immigrants are not all the same, but okay, let's continue. The number of new illegal immigrants families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total of 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands in our communities with no regard for the impact of public safety or resources. One such border crosser was released and made his way back to Nebraska. There he ended the life of an innocent young girl named Sarah Rue. She was 21 years old and was killed the day after graduating from college with a 4.0 grade point average, number 1 in her class. Her killer was then released a second time, and he is now a fugitive from the law. Sympathy seems like he's wanting to make people feel sorry for a specific girl. Pretty sure the GPA of this girl is not important here, or if she was number 1 in her class. She's not the only one whose life matters here. There's many others who have been murdered and raped, and not necessarily due to immigrants. Also, white men and women have murdered. Let's talk about those school shootings, the shooting in the movie theater, the bombing at the race. They killed many other innocents who did not have a 4.0 GPA, but their lives still matter. Most importantly, they were not killed by immigrants. He added fear to the audience, saying all this about immigrants. Well, no wonder they fear and hate immigrants so much. With our future president, at the moment, kept putting them in such a situation where they seemed he was their only hope to stop this violence. The violence that supposedly is done by blacks and immigrants. Trump's speech showed a lot of negativity, arrogance, and many more. There's plenty more to criticize about this speech, but unfortunately, I'm exceeding my 500 word count.